What's up, everybody? I am going to give a little explainer about what's going on with Bitcoin frogs. I do not work for Bitcoin frogs. I'm not part of the team. I just help out with DZ and the technology behind minting the Bitcoin frog. So I'm going to give a little explainer. I know a lot about Bitcoin, and hopefully I can help you understand a little bit about what's going on. So if you received a message when you paid for your Bitcoin frog and you saw payment received, then you will be getting a frog. Okay. It might take a little bit of time. You might have to wait, but you will get a frog. So the best place to check about what's going on is the mempool. So Bitcoin blocks are found on average every 10 minutes. That period adjusts every 2 weeks. There are times, as you can see here, where it's not every 10 minutes. It's just on average every 10 minutes. So we're going to go, I'm going to show an example in Sparrow. So here are my frog transactions, and I'm in the UTXO tab in Sparrow. I can see the address, I can see the output. I put a label when I first put in my order, so I knew that these were going to be Bitcoin frogs. I don't have the specific inscription numbers yet, but I'm going to show you how we can find those. So on the left side, I can see that there are dates here, which means this has been confirmed. Below that, you can see these are the unconfirmed ones. So these are the V2. We'll get into that in a minute, but also, Sparrow is a privacy-focused wallet, so this little warning just shows that I used the same address for multiple inscriptions. It's fine. They're all in different UTXOs. I can send them separately. Sparrow is just a privacy wallet, and it focuses on not reusing addresses because that's not as good for privacy. If I have somebody send me 1 Bitcoin to this address, and then somebody else send me another Bitcoin to this same address, those 2 separate people can look at this address and see exactly how much Bitcoin was sent to this address. In that case, 2 Bitcoin. But if I use a separate address, then the person who sent me 1 Bitcoin will only see that I have received 1 Bitcoin. The other person who has sent me a Bitcoin will only see that I have received 1 Bitcoin on 2 separate addresses. But when you reuse the address, you can see all of the transactions that have happened with that address. For this instance, it's okay because Sparrow separates the UTXOs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to this output section, and I'm going to right click this output, and I'm going to copy the transaction output. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in the search bar of mempool.space. And I can see here that this was confirmed 12 hours ago. It has 61 confirmations. So it is done. It is minted. It is confirmed. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to ordinals.com/inscriptions, and I'm going to paste that same output into their search. Okay, so here in this address bar, if you check it against my Sparrow one, you'll see they match up. So here it says BC1QR0K3, BC1QR0K3. So you can see that they match up. Okay, so now I'm going to click the picture, and it's going to give me a little bit more information and a zoomed in picture of my frog. Okay, so now I can see the inscription number. I'm going to go back to Sparrow and label that so I know exactly which frog this is. Put it in the label. And now I'm going to right click the output and freeze it. So this prevents you from sending by mistake this inscription. So now I can't send it. I would have to right click again, unfreeze it to send it. Okay, so this is another safety feature for Sparrow. It's not specific to inscriptions and ordinals, but it works very well for them. So this is one of the reasons why Sparrow is a popular wallet for inscriptions. Okay, so now down here it says unconfirmed parent. So a lot of people were worried. They didn't see their inscriptions. By 10,000 frogs going all into the mempool at once, it was overloaded the mempool. So mempool Bitcoin processes up to like 4,000 transactions in one block every 10 minutes. Not all of these are frogs. Actually, a very small percentage of these are frogs. Here you can see only 1,000 transactions went in on this block. So it's going to take a while because other people are trying to use Bitcoin for money, sending money. Also, other people are making inscriptions as well. So if you saw that payment received, you will get your frogs. Just be patient. So let's go back and check on this one. So he says this one says unconfirmed parent. So I'm going to right click again the output, copy the transaction output, and I'm going to go back over to, first we'll check it out on ordinals.com. So here I can see some information. There's no picture because it hasn't been minted yet. Okay, so it's that same address, but it hasn't been minted. So going back to the mempool, I'm going to put in that transaction and see what's going on. Okay, so I can see that this was broadcasted 7 hours ago. So the Bitcoin Frogs team, this is their airdrop. They're fixing the mistake. They set a fee rate for 4 sats v byte. So to get into the next block right now, you need about 50 sats v byte. So over 10 times, over 12 times what they set. Okay, so this is going to take some time. It says it's going to take several hours or more. So this could take days even. I've had transactions waiting in the mempool for 3 days, and once inscription started, up to a week. So it's broadcast. There's no way that, like in other chains, that it will just not go through. It will go through. It just might take a long time. Okay, so again, you can copy any of these to see where they are in the mempool. Okay, so on Sparrow, it shows you. I can't speak to Xvert's wallet. I can't speak to Ordinal's wallet. In OrdSwap, it will say like incoming, like there's some Bitcoin incoming, but it might not give you any other information like the output. So when you paid, you can close this window, and most of you probably did. I did. But this link is the output. So if you clicked it, it would take you to a page like this. And then you can use this, you could use that text again to search the mempool. So that was my recommendation, to not close it, so you could keep that important information, important data to track where it was in this process. If you closed it, it's fine. It's still going to go through. It just might take time. So once again, I do not work for Bitcoin Frogs. They do not pay me. I was just helping out with the technology behind the mint. If you would like to donate to my support, you are welcome to. Here's a Bitcoin address that you can scan, or you can also type this in. But I would very much appreciate any support from financial support from helping out.